I asked you that topic. They it going on a date with a knock is like, man, y'all. It's like, yeah. Forget the fairy tale story. That it's like a whole nother thing. It's like you don't even know that you're signing a lifetime commitment from day one of going on a date with a knock. And most of the time, when you're going on a date with a knot, now don't get me wrong, we'll stay with the ducks. Don't get me wrong. They don't always sit there, go a million miles an hour, just talking about themselves. They don't always do that. They don't always do that because they have to know some things about you, especially your trauma, and whatever. And then just to get info of as leverage to their diabolical ass plan, you know. But the ones that go like way overboard and whatever, and they're just going on and on, and they're telling you stories when the day was born, like, yeah, when I was born, my mom, blah. So then they come all the way up to where they are now. So they done told you their whole life story, asked you a few things or whatever, and so you like on this date, but somewhere during the date, knew like, okay, this ain't working for me. We really doesn't have a connection, and that's not acceptable for narcs. They don't have to have a connection. They just have to have support. They don't have to have connection, but the connection that they are trying to have is to see that you are gonna be a suitable supply. So after the date or whatever, and they might text you or call you or whatever, and you may be available or not available or whatever. And so let's just say that you're not available, and the red flag don't go up, but it kind of turning yellow right now. And he was like, oh, I was thinking that we can just, we had such a good time, and you never told them that you really had a good time. They're like, oh, we have so much in common, so they'll remember certain things that they'll pretend to have in common with you. But believe me, if you fall for it and get with them, only gonna tell you, Al, that was something I never really liked. Let's keep it going. Let's go, let's get it. So you'll be like, oh, not today or whatever. Next thing you know, you're getting all these texts with like sad face emojis and whatever. Like, that's very, very childish. It could be a really good reason why you couldn't or didn't go, and then they'll act like it's nothing wrong about it, and then they'll try later on. So one day you might be like, all right, fine, you'll go out with them again, but everything, and then now more red flags go up, and you're just like, okay, this is not really gonna work and whatever, and you're being nice and tell them about it. You like, no, I'll take a Uber back home, it's okay. Like, you never really spent money or nothing with them. Yeah, and let me tell y'all something about NARS. It doesn't even really matter if they invited you on the date or whatever, and it could have just been a cup of coffee. But the moment that you tell them, like, no, this is not working for me or whatever, they'll start going into this rage and like, oh, I bought you coffee. It was okay when I bought you coffee. You just thinking like, dude, it was just a damn cup of coffee. Can I like Venmo? Can I Zelle Cash App you like what the hell? The $5 that the coffee cost or whatever, it's not even about the coffee. It's never about whatever they're raging about. It's about the control, and it's about the trap that they set for you that you didn't fall for. So now they have to use something such as the cup of coffee or the meal or whatever. Y'all probably not even wouldn't know where you probably wouldn't weren't. Walked around the park, and they was like, oh, you wasted my whole day walking around the park. Didn't cost them nothing. But they would use that like, I could have been I was supposed to be studying, and you made me walk around the park. And you're thinking like, I didn't know your agenda. I didn't know your schedule. And you did not say that, because if you'd have told me that you needed to be studying, I would be like, we can postpone this and do another date. But they're always going to try to make it seem like it's your fault that, because they spent some time with you and it didn't go the way that they wanted it to go, that somehow it's your fault. They already had planned this plan the moment they saw you. So they, in their psychotic ass mind, you had just signed a lifetime commitment. The moment you went out with them, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Nothing they ever do makes sense. It just never makes sense, especially the titled ones. And I'll probably do another video here, but I'm trying to see if I can tie two different things in with the entitlement and ghosting. Cause sometimes ghosting is not as bad as you think. So I'm gonna leave this video here. I hope I'll be able to tie those next two topics into one. Otherwise, it's just gonna be two short videos because I'm gonna sit here for a while and enjoy nature. And with that being said, God bless you guys. I see you on the next one. Be blessed.